I would cut the league down to about 74 games because the revenue produced by television, you're not as beholden to seats and food sold and parking, is that I would think about reducing it to 74 to 70 games, no back-to-backs, little longer all-star break, add perhaps another round of playoffs. I would cut first round to best of 5, not 7. Less is more. I think the money being generated by television puts less of a burden on butts in seats. Thoughts?
So you're 100% right, but you're too timid. You got to go farther. To me, like I like 58. I like every team plays every team 2 times. So I like a 58 game schedule. You're 100% right. You'll make up any loss, revenue from tickets and whatever over time, in better ratings. Like people tune in because it's a big game, and they tune in and how likely you can win the title. And too many times in the NBA, there's a Monday night, 2 teams who aren't very good playing, and it's not good. It's not good for the sport, and we're moving that way. I would add a midseason tournament, which Adam Silver's done a really nice job. He's pushing that. We just won that in our minor leagues. The playoffs, I 100% agree. Shorter is better. I would have it one and done. One and done. Every game is going to be like a Super Bowl or something.
Until the conference finals?
The whole way. And I know I'm like the guy everyone else says is crazy, but there's a reason everyone tunes into every game at huge ratings in the NFL. It is literally one and done. And the NCAA tournament in 63 games gets more TV money than we do in our entire regular season. So like the more drama, the more TV ratings, the more money. Like, so in terms of your business, I know these are radical things. Everyone in the league thinks I'm crazy, but I would do one and done. I would have the regular season. If you're the top 2, you get a bye. If you're the next few, you get seeded well. The rest have to do a one and done play in. I like radical and creating huge appointments. We just saw the Super Bowl. Any sport should want more games that are close to the Super Bowl. Nothing's going to beat the Super Bowl for a little while, though. I think the NBA can pass the NFL in my lifetime for sure, for their biggest game being a big deal.
I would disagree, but nonetheless, here's my second idea.
Oh, great. I'm good.
I would institute the hand check again. Here's why. Initially, the hand check was eliminated, and sort of that forearm you could use in the back of a center because it felt like almost a violent move. But I would argue the lack of a hand check and the evolution of the quickness, the twitchiness, and the talent of players, you cannot stay in front of point guards. They go to the basket and have trees fall on them. And increasingly, little guys are getting hurt more, and they're the quarterbacks of your sport. I don't care who gets hurt. When Chris Paul's out, the Suns are not as much fun to watch, and the Warriors aren't as much fun to watch when they don't have Steph Curry. You can lose a forward, even occasionally a big. I want to see movement. Institute a hand check to be able to at least simulate some level of keeping littles out of the paint. It will actually preserve smaller players.
Yeah, so where I'd agree with you primarily is that what we have to stop, and the league's moving in a good direction, is that if you are somewhere within like 5 feet in near the basket, it's basically still mixed martial arts under the hoop. Like if you've sat under the hoop, which I bet you have,
yes,
you can't imagine the level of strength, athleticism, and the amount of physical, just huge bodies hitting huge bodies that you see. And that's what's allowed 5 feet and in. And then you go in the perimeter and you can barely breathe on a point guard who's 5'10" and fast going past you. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to the rules. It creates like really weird things when you're in the brackish area from 5 feet to 10 feet. It's like, so all of a sudden, like you have to go from like, I can't touch them to now I can be physical, but they're driving. It's very complicated, and it's easier said than done to try and clean it up. But I would say you either need to like not allow the physical play also in the interior, or you have to get back to allowing when there's contact, there has to be extreme levels of contact that moves people off their line, off their base, off their inertial position before you're calling a foul, even on the perimeter. On the interior, you can like go up and hammer someone, and especially if it's like a loose ball, and there's almost never a call, like unless the guy's like tackling them or physically throwing them down, or it's a very obvious they jump in the air and they get pushed so the ref can see them getting knocked off the line. Otherwise, it's basically anything goes on the interior, and it's basically too much like barely touching them in the perimeter.